Epilogue to A Trace of Memory by Keith Laumer. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. A Trace of Memory. Epilogue. I awoke to a light like that of a morning when the world was young. Gossamer curtains fluttered at tall windows, through which I saw a squadron of trim white clouds riding in a high blue sky. I turned my head, and Foster stood beside me, dressed in a short white tunic. "That's a crazy set of threads, Foster," I said. "But on your build, it looks good. But you've aged. You look 25 if you look a day." Foster smiled. "Welcome to Valen, my friend," he said in English. I noticed that he faltered a bit over the words, as if he hadn't used them for a long time. "Valen," I said. "Then it wasn't all a dream?" "Regard it as a dream, Legion. Your life begins today." "There was something," I said, "something I had to do, but it doesn't seem to matter. I feel relaxed inside." Someone came forward from behind Foster. "Gope," I said. Then I hesitated. "You are Gope, aren't you?" I said in Valonian. He laughed. "I was known by that name once," he said, "but my true name is Guan." My eyes fell on my legs. I saw that I was wearing a tunic like Foster's, except that mine was pale blue. "Who put the dress on me?" I asked. "And where's my pants?" "This garment suits you better," said Gope. "Come, look in the glass." I got to my feet, stepped to a long mirror, glanced at the reflection. "It's not the real me, boys," I started. Then I stared open-mouthed. A Hercules, black-haired and clean-limbed, stared back. I shut my mouth, and his mouth shut. I moved an arm, and he did likewise. I whirled on Foster. "What? How? Who?" "The mortal body that was Legion died of its wounds," he said. "But the mind that was the man was recorded. We have waited many years to give that mind life again." I turned back to the mirror, gaped. The young giant gaped back. "I remember," I said. "I remember a knife in my guts, and a red-headed man, and the great owner, and—" "For his crimes," told Gope, "he went to a place of exile until the change should come on him. Long have we waited." I looked again, and now I saw two faces in the mirror, and both of them were young. One was low down, just above my ankles, and it belonged to a cat I had known as Itsenka. The other, higher up, was that of a man I had known as Amadurid. But this was a clear-eyed Amadurid, just under 21. "Onto the blank slate we traced your mind," said Gope. "He owed you a life, Legion," Foster said. "His own was forfeit." "I guess I ought to kick and scream and demand my original ugly puss back," I said slowly, studying my reflection. "But the fact is, I like looking like Mr. Universe." "Your earthly body was infected with the germs of old age," said Foster. "Now you can look forward to a great span of life." "But come," said Gope. "All Valen waits to honor you." He led the way to the tall window. "Your place is by my side at the great ringboard," said Foster. "And afterwards all of the two worlds lie before you." I looked past the open window and saw a carpet of velvet green that curved over foothills to the rim of a forest. Down the long sward I saw a procession of bright knights and ladies come riding on animals, some black, some golden palomino, that looked all for the world like unicorns. My eyes traveled upward to where the light of a great white sun flashed on blue towers, and somewhere trumpets sounded. "It looks like a pretty fair offer," I said. "I'll take it." The End of A Trace of Memory by Keith Laumer. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain.